just feel so sorry for her.
You are underweight, aren't you, darling?
They can't continue to live like this.
Across the country are people who've dedicated their lives rushing to rescue any animal in trouble.
Oh, mate! Yeah, it's coming. Oh, go on, mate. Bye, friend.
And helping stamp out cruelty and neglect.
Hello, sunshine.
That's not looking good. You can't stay here.
She's not going to kill the cow.
But what does it take to actually become an RSPCA inspector?
You've done so well to get here.
Let's see how good this group really is.
In this series, we're following the latest batch of trainees as they're pushed to the limit, hoping to pass the rigorous tests to qualify for the role.
It's absolutely killed me inside.
The students are now 3 months into the course and about to face their sternest challenge yet.
It's not easy, but you need to know this.
They'll experience the thrill of the chase.
All 4 and 3 have legged it down the railway line.
The pressure of preparing for make-or-break exams.
I never realised how much there was to learn. And if we don't pass these exams, we would have to leave the course.
And must prove they can get hands-on with all types of creatures, great and small.
He's a little boy.
If they can't make the grade,
It is literally pass or fail.
Oh, God.
they'll be sent home.
It's really important that you get it right.
So, can these ordinary people
Have I got everybody?
survive an extraordinary year of training?
Don't let go. Oh my God, okay.
Under constant pressure to seize the chance of a lifetime and land their dream job.
Yes.
Nice one.
Out of my comfort zone, I won't lie.
See you at graduation.
It's early February, and the group still face well over half a year of teaching, training, and testing before they can graduate as qualified inspectors for the RSPCA. So far, they've been pushed to breaking point with a series of physical challenges.
Come on, guys.
So try not to overstretch. Same leg, same foot.
Oh, God.
And they've been out shadowing tutors, working real-life cases.
Any signs of pain, injury, disease or suffering?
No.
Do they have the right environment to be chickens?
Yeah.
Facing up to the distress and the emotional impact the work can have.
That's the first time anything's made me, like, sick to my stomach.
The trainees face a long spell in the classroom, preparing for crucial pass or fail exams. But before that, they still have a week left out on the road being assessed by experienced inspectors.
You're out there actually getting hands-on with animals, meeting people and starting to see what the job's all about.
It's a little bit sore there and around the neck, isn't it?
It can also give them a sense of the pressure, and there'll be some situations that will be hard to deal with as well, I think.
In Sussex, 20-year-old Georgie is shadowing tutor inspector Charlotte Bowman.
Told you you'd be all right with one less leg. You just got to take care of the other 3 legs now.
Yeah, I know.
The youngest of this year's recruits, she's still living at home with her parents and roommate Chester the house rabbit.
Hello.
She's always known what she's wanted to do with her life. Sort of.
When I was younger, I used to kind of say, oh, I want to be the person that goes in and says, oh, you know, I'm going to sort your dog out. Wasn't really 100% sure what the job was then. I kind of just knew I wanted to do something with animals. And it's only really when I started at uni that I kind of realised, like, inspectors don't just do, like, animal collections and things. They actually deal with, like, people. And to me, that was really interesting to, like, have a job where I'd be doing something that I really want to do with animal welfare, but also really helping people as well.
Dried cranberries, that'd be nice. Yeah. We can make some pink ice. We can make the icing pink.
As soon as I got offered this job, I was like, I just know it's the right choice. So leaving uni for the 3rd year was a no-brainer for me.
Are you going to do the little test on it and see if it bounces up?
Oh, I think it's not done.
No.
I am the youngest on the course. I'm 20 years old. And I'm not really sure in previous RSPCA history if anyone's been any younger than this. I think this is probably the youngest that they get.
Done, dusted.
It was quite daunting at first. I was worried that people would look at me and think, oh, she's only 20, she doesn't know what she's doing. But I'm just really passionate about animal welfare and caring for people as well, so that's why I will be good at it.
Out on the street, Georgie and Charlotte have received a call from a concerned neighbour about a couple of cats.
Hello, you two. Let's go knock on the door.
The owners haven't been seen at the house for over a week.
You want to go inside, do you? Oh, blimey. You're behaving like you might be hungry.
It looks like they might have moved out.
It's estimated that in the UK there are over 2 million homeless cats.
It's food bowls. Difficult with outside cats. If we get to a week down the line and we don't find anyone that owns them, then we'd probably remove the cats and put them in a place of safety.
Georgie and Charlotte are concerned this pair have been abandoned. But in these sorts of cases, Georgie must prove the cats aren't being cared for before she can rescue them.
I always want to barge in. Always want to barge in. Your heart says, get the animal, just take it. But you can't. Members of the public might think we're not doing our job, but actually we need to kind of take things really slowly to make sure we get the results that we want to get. That's something I'm literally learning as I go.
I'm just putting these tapes over, which will be able to mean that we can tell whether someone's been in and out.
Yep.
At least we can ascertain whether someone is coming back to the property or not, and perhaps get hold of someone to find out what their intentions are with the cats if they have moved out.
Before they leave, the pair make sure the cats get a much-needed meal.
OK, that's one hungry cat. OK, that will do them for 24 hours. We'll come back each day and check. Satisfied?
For now, all they can do is move on to their next job. But just before they leave, a spot of luck.
Someone pulled up in a blue car. Hi.
It turns out to be one of the owners. She explains she and her husband have separated and neither of them are able to look after the cats.
My landlord's refusing to have any cats. It's doing my head in.
A local charity has agreed to rehome the pair, but can't take them in for a month.
They're used to kids, used to dogs, yeah, OK.
Charlotte, however, has a plan to speed up the process.
Oh, hello, it's Charlotte here. Do you guys have any space for cats at the moment? I have a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old, fit, healthy cats, both spayed, female. Yeah, that'd be fabulous. Thank you. OK, thanks, bye.
Are you going to take them tomorrow?
Yeah.
A local cattery agrees to give the 2 cats a roof over their heads until a permanent home can be found for them.
I can take them tomorrow.
Oh, you can?
Can I get you to fill in the paperwork quickly now, and then I can pick them up tomorrow?
Yeah. Quite lucky how that all turned out.
So I will pick them up tomorrow, 1 o'clock-ish, and then we'll get them into the cattery and get them rehomed.
Really good to know where they're going and to know that we've helped them.
They'll get well loved. OK, thank you.
Thank you.
In Nottingham, trainee Natalie has been getting hands-on with a wide variety of animals.
Well done, Laura. Right, what can I do?
From injured buzzards
Beautiful bird.
to feral cats.
Gonna watch the pro doing it. I'm new at the job. Got years to perfect it.
Like Georgie, 32-year-old Natalie from Hull has always wanted to work with animals.
This is Roy, my big fluffy cat.
But she ended up in a career with probation services.
Good lad. From a young age, I've been mad about animals. That's it. Good boy. But just work didn't take me that way. So gentle, aren't you? As a probation officer, you were there to encourage people to take a better pathway in the hope that they wouldn't commit crime again.
For this fashionista, swapping her stylish clothes for an inspector's uniform was an easy decision to make.
It's just jazzmatazz, isn't it? I thought, why not put together my love for animals with my experience of working with the law. As an RSPCA inspector, we're like the animal police. So it's going to be very different for me to probably toughen up a little bit. I like to see the good in people, but that's not the best way to be in this job, and I've picked up on that already.
For today's training, Natalie's about to learn an inspector's role is as much about enforcing the laws that protect animals as it is about rescuing them. She's shadowing tutor Inspector Becky Harper, who's been called in to assist the police in an operation to stamp out hare coursing.
Operation Galileo is our force response to illegal hare coursing. Today we're concentrating on Boston Rural West.
Illegal since 2004, hare coursing is a blood sport in which dogs are used to chase, catch, and kill hares. It's often led by organized criminal gangs with thousands of pounds bet on the results. Today's operation is led by Chief Inspector Jim Tyner of the Lincolnshire Rural Crime Unit.
We're lucky because we've got people from outside our organisation. You've all got a voice, and sometimes those outside our organisation are probably the most useful voices we need to listen to.
The police are acting on a tip-off that hare coursers are gathering in the area. Natalie's role is to safeguard the welfare of any animals involved, and Becky's role is to assess Natalie's performance.
So, from the briefing I take it you got an idea of the sort of vehicles we're keeping an eye out for?
Yeah.
To help coordinate the efforts of those on the ground,
Thank you.
police deploy a drone to give them a bird's-eye view of the area. And it's not long before the team are alerted to some suspicious activity.
We've had 3 4x4 vehicles with approximately 20 males in. They've gone into a local cafe. The lady didn't want them in there, she told them to leave, but they set off a fire extinguisher and sprayed it all around the cafe. So we'll be looking for them, believe they're involved in hare coursing.
The race is on to catch the suspected troublemakers before they begin hare coursing.
The job is definitely more thrilling than my last job as a probation officer. The variation, it's just great. It's what you do it for, isn't it?
All 4 vehicles have made off. They've come into the car park with a barge, and 3 have left it down the railway line.
But we're doing a serious thing here, and unfortunately, people do horrible things to animals. I want to catch these people.
The barge is a public opposite end. So they can come out here.
2 men have been apprehended, and the drone has picked up another suspect, close to Natalie and Becky's car. But the only way to catch up with him is on foot.
Just keep an eye on your left now in case anybody's down there.
Having homed in on the suspect, the drone camera switches to thermal imaging, making sure there's nowhere to hide.
In theory now, there might be people along those fields as well, so that them with them. Yeah. Dave, I can see one. It's just down there.
Even though there might be tough times, you've done so well to get here. Hold on to that thought.
25 rookie recruits have begun a year of extreme training, trying to survive a series of make-or-break tests to realize their dream of becoming an RSPCA inspector.
Clean yard, but can't see any rabbits.
The trainees are coming to an end of 3 weeks shadowing tutors, working real-life cases.
Looks quite handsome.
Is it?
Yeah.
In Lincolnshire, Natalie and her tutor Becky are helping police in an operation to shut down hare coursing, an illegal blood sport that involves dogs chasing, catching, and killing hares.
Where's he gone? He's just down there.
After a tip-off, the team have zeroed in on a suspect. He initially evaded capture, but tracked by a police drone, he's given himself up.
Police are just now talking to him, asking him a few questions. What we have is a man who was walking down a riverbank in suspicious circumstances, in suspicious clothing, probably from outside the area. So yes, it looks very suspicious.
Officers doubt his story that he's here sightseeing. They also believe he's linked to a fracas that took place earlier in the area. So he's asked to leave the county immediately.
It's satisfying that we're moving them on. It's another day in the office for us and the police, unfortunately.
Take it without adding more incidents.
No, negative.
On their way back to the station, news comes in that a stray lurcher a breed popular for hare coursing, has been picked up.
So we have got one dog on board.
Hotel Whiskey 03, are you in a position to meet up with us so we can have a look at the dog?
It's not uncommon for the dogs being used for hare coursing to be abandoned if their owners fear being caught by police. It's Natalie and Becky's job to give this one a health check.
Hello, little Lern. She's very timid. She's very nervous, isn't she? What I've realised is that they aren't pets. Oh, bless her. These are a sporting trophy to people.
Okay, because she's so nervous.
Shall I give her a check while we're in there?
I would just, yeah.
Training them, conditioning them, they're using them for a sport. And is that dog always going to be used to them? Probably not. And then what are they going to do with the dog? It's just, yeah, horrible.
Keep it tight and go from underneath. So when you put your hand in, underneath and round.
Yeah.
She doesn't feel too slim, does she? She's not like slight. You can't feel all of her bones or anything like that. She's got a nice muscle tone on her legs. Okay. And you're happy that you can't feel any obvious problems, so really nervous.
Despite being scared, the dog's in good health, so it's left in the care of the police.
Hopefully, once she's in police kennels in a calm situation, she'll come out of herself a little bit, but certainly health-wise, physically, nice-looking dog.
Later, the dog will be checked for a microchip in the hope of tracking down her owner.
Girl, mind your fingers.
With no reports of hare coursing coming in, the operation has proven a success in more ways than one.
I think you did really, really well today. You came across as really confident and you worked really well with the police. Do you feel like you'd be happy if you were on your own in that scenario again in the future? To handle the dogs, do a toe-to-tip check over and scan again?
Yeah, definitely. Now that I've just seen how it plays out, I don't feel why I wouldn't be confident enough to do that in the future. But there's always something that hits you deep, and you think, I want to be part of tracking them down. It's definitely struck a little chord with me that it's something I want to keep at and keep being part of and hopefully stopping.
The 3 weeks shadowing inspectors has proven a real eye-opener for the trainees.
What do you think about the condition of this horse?
It's actually not in bad condition. I have really enjoyed being out with the tutors. It's just made me more confident. I'm glad I've not just been sent out.
You happy with that?
Yeah. Every day brings something new, and for me, like, that's brilliant.
Oh, mate!
I knew it was going to be rewarding, maybe just didn't expect it to be as rewarding as it is.
But their time out with tutors is now over. Everyone returns to base, ready to begin one of the toughest sections of the course.
There is definitely a buzz in the air, I would say, but the hard work's certainly not over. There's going to be a lot of challenges coming up, and I think just got to get your head down and get through it.
Soon the group will be preparing for a wave of exams that will test them on all aspects of animal welfare and law. But first, they face another rite of passage, the fitting of their ceremonial uniforms.
Your uniform is a sense of belonging, okay? It's being part of the inspectorate and part of the organisation. So when you're representing the RSPCA, it's something to be proud of. The uniform plays an important part for inspectors. It's part of our heritage and it's something that we wear with pride.
I think a 12's going to be too big for you.
Can eat some biscuits.
Never a problem.
The charity's inspectors have been wearing uniforms since 1824, before even the police. Each of the trainees is being sized up for theirs by tailor Richard Clough.
Where would we normally on a trouser?
12. We eat very well in the hotel, you see.
The trainees are also being measured for the inspector's trademark cap.
I feel like a golfer.
So it depends whether I'm going to get more hair, doesn't it?
I'll just move my hair down a bit too.
Okay. For one student in particular, 24-year-old Rowena, getting the chance to wear an inspector's uniform is a lifelong dream come true.
It feels a bit loose.
Okay, let's just have a look at the sign.
But I've never really worn a fancy hat, so I don't know how it should feel.
From Tyne and Weir, This former veterinary assistant has spent the last 6 years applying for the job of inspector.
I've applied for this job every single time it's been advertised since I turned 18. And not just inspector jobs, but anything I could do to get into the RSPCA. I got my driving licence when I was 17, purely knowing I'd need it for this job. And it goes to show, you know, if you just keep persevering, you will get it in the end, because here I am.
For Rowena, landing the job isn't just a lifelong ambition, but a way of continuing a family tradition.
That was with my uncle, Tony, and that's me in the pram. When I was younger, I remember seeing my uncle. He's worked as an inspector since before I was even born. At this point, Tony had been an inspector for about 5 years, and 25 years on, I'm now training to be an inspector. I watched him going into his shed every day, doing all his paperwork. That was his little office, and he'd have his little animals in there and things. And that was inspiring to see the difference he was making for animals, and actually I can go out there and do it myself. It is a long road ahead, but just getting to that day where we do graduate, I'll be over the moon. It's all getting very real.
Just put your arm down by yourself.
Excited now, though. Now I just want to get out there and be wearing this for real.
But Rowena and the others still have a long way to go before they get to wear the uniform again.
Okay, welcome back, everybody.
Because the students are now in the middle of one of the busiest and most stressful periods of the course.
I expected on Wednesday about 4 o'clock you'd have lost the will to live. You did, that's where you were.
The group are in class 9 to 5, 5 days a week, preparing for a series of crucial tests. With the exams a straight pass or fail, the trainees could find themselves off the course, so they can't afford any slip-ups.
There's a lot to learn. It is quite tricky. How do you all feel?
To the max.
We're covering everything from the legal system, Animal Welfare Act, animal health, right up to transit exams and farm animal exams. That's just a huge volume of work.
Rather than just launch into the Animal Welfare Act, what do we mean by animal welfare?
You don't really get the moment to breathe and just be like, oh, OK, that's done now, great. Just going to have like a chilled evening, because that next day you're on to the next subject.
You're in a position, you're in a role where you need to know this, because if you're there with the police, they're going to be looking at you for help and guidance.
Unlike most of the students, Rowena didn't go to university, and it's been 7 years since she last took an exam.
I never realised how much there was to learn. There's a lot to take in, especially in such a short amount of time as well. There's a lot of information to cram in.
During this week, we're going to be looking at legislation involving wildlife.
This probably is the most challenging thing that I've done, mentally challenging.
Because without understanding it, simply learning it isn't going to be enough. It's not easy.
It's totally different. It's nothing like I've ever done before. But it's just a case of getting my head down and actually trying to revise for the first time in my life, I think.
OK, any questions? It's going to be a long week. I know it's been a lot this week in terms of cramming it all in, and it's not easy. But I need you to understand the legislation.
The trainees are gearing up for a series of make-or-break exams on all aspects of animal welfare law. Failing any could mean being asked to leave the course.
So, this is the last piece of legislation we're going to do this week, Badgers Act.
But they must also pass an assessment of their animal handling skills too. Another huge challenge, given that there are over 700 species of wild animal in the UK.
And this is going to be fairly different to what you've done before because it is more complicated.
They've been sent to West Hatch Wildlife Centre in Somerset to learn how to get hands-on with all manner of creatures, great and small.
Just to give you an overview of what we do here, it's all UK native wildlife. And over the course of the year, the inspectorate deal with 200,000 wildlife casualties.
Vet David Cooper and his team provide specialist care for any sick or injured wild animals brought to the centre. 3/4 of the animals admitted to the charity's wildlife centres are of the winged variety. And one of the trickiest birds to handle is the swan.
I'll show you how we would do this first of all. I want to get control of his wings and then lift him up like this. That across, blah, blah, blah.
It's a little Christmas present.
And then you can hold him up. And he's quite relaxed now.
Now they've seen how it's done, time for the students to have a go.
Yep.
But catching a swan's harder than David makes it look.
And then up and under your arm.
Okay. Can't grab it. Catch him.
The trick is to be confident and decisive, something they all need to improve on.
Come on.
Okay,
Looking at me.
yeah, and then up, but no, no. Good. No, his wings right in. Okay, just steady it a wee bit. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so heavy.
Yeah.
After Georgie being given the runaround,
I'm the last one.
will former probation officer Natalie fare any better?
Oh, hi. That one first, then that one.
Yep.
You look proud, Swan. We did a good job. I just thought I've just got to go in, pick it up, and do it, rather than be nervous about it, because then you tend to do things wrong. I'm gonna put it down now. It's heavy.
They are very heavy.
Having earned their wings handling swans, next they need to learn how to control birds of prey.
So there's 2 barn owls in here. We're going to catch one to give it a look over and show you how to handle it.
Only a third of barn owls survive their first winter, often due to starvation. But these lucky 2 have been nursed back to health and are fighting fit.
He's quite feisty, this guy, so Barbara's going to take him out the net.
Grab the towel.
So I'll take that there, that's fine. Barbara's got his legs under control with one arm. Obviously, this is sort of famous owly look. That's his facial disc, this big round bit. And round about that, you see tightly packed feathers here. So what that does basically is act like a satellite dish, channeling all the sound to his ears. So there's his ears, one ear there.
They're just like holes in the head. Yeah. I've never seen an owl's ears before. I've never seen an owl's ears.
With its razor-sharp talons and powerful grip, a barn owl presents a dangerous challenge to any inexperienced handler.
So you can see they've got quite impressive talons that you certainly don't want to get in your fingers. If you come underneath Barbara's hands and put your finger in there.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. But don't let go. Oh my God, okay.
As long as you've got a gentle but firm grip, he'll feel more secure and less like trying to panic.
I do just want to wipe him in my face because he looks so soft. I know that would be a really bad idea.
No, I don't feel like I've got hold of him too tight or anything.
A busy day for the group.
This is Weasley, and that's Paddy Cake.
Just keeps getting busier.
You will be picking up ferrets quite frequently. Always approach a ferret from behind.
I think the variety of animals we were expected to work with is quite daunting.
But once you've got them uncurled, catch their hind legs and wheelbarrow them. OK?
We get to see things that Joe Bloggs on the street doesn't always get to see.
So when you're wheelbarrowing them, you can confirm the sex, so you're going to have a look for a penis.
And we definitely get to handle stuff that Joe Bloggs on the street never gets to see.
He's a little boy.
That was just cats and dogs and people's pets, and it's not. It's every animal you can think of.
I would never recommend you pick one up with your bare hands. In this job, you've got to be open to absolutely anything that can come. You're not going to be dealing with little fluffy kittens and puppies all day.
He's looking at the camera.
It's non-stop. I didn't even know the human brain could take in this much information.
For the trainees, the pressure preparing for their test is relentless. Most are living away from home, family and friends, and there's no escape from the work, even in the evenings back in the hotel.
We're doing a full day 9 to 5, and then it's straight back to revise to maybe get 3 or 4 hours in revision in an evening if you can. It's really exhausting. You do sit there and you read like the same piece of information over and over again. The first couple of weeks that we were here at the hotel, I was getting up at 6:30 to go for a run in the morning. That hasn't happened for the last week.
Everyone has their own revision technique, ranging from the traditional to the more off-the-wall, as practiced by former estate agent Nat.
My key revision is to write out posters, big and colourful, either using multiple coloured pens or multiple coloured bits of paper. The pink ones are the bit I'm struggling with the most because it stands out more than the white. So it's just a bit of colour coding for my brain.
Having recently completed a degree, Nat hopes she has an advantage when it comes to revising. But for Rowena, her years out of education are taking their toll.
I left college 7 years ago, so I've not studied for exams for a good while now. I'm starting to feel like I'm a bit behind with everything. The more I talk to everyone else, the more they seem to know in comparison to me. I do feel under a lot of pressure. I mean, if we don't pass these exams, there is a chance that we would have to leave the course. If you don't know what you're on about, then you can't be an inspector.
Unfortunately for Rowena and the other trainees, time has run out. One of the toughest exams, testing their knowledge of the crucial Animal Welfare Act, is just about to begin. So, it's a final chance for some last-minute cramming.
Can you read section 19? Section 19, yeah.
Everyone's made sacrifices to be here, but it's a real gamble.
So section 3, you can go in without a warrant.
Definitely know what section 4 is.
Fail to pass this or any other exam, and they could be sent home.
If you don't know this, you can't really do the job, so the pressure is high.
I'm quite nervous about the exams. Everything's just going to go out of my head when I get in there.
One student who's clearly got the jitters is former archaeologist Becky.
Done loads of work, so should be okay, but with about half an hour to go, absolutely petrified. The reason I'm sat here on my own rather than with everybody else is because you sit and listen to everybody else talking about what they've learned and what they don't know and what they're struggling with, and they're all asking questions and it's all chitter-chatter, and that just makes me feel 1,000 times worse. I have to kind of take myself off on my own, otherwise I work myself into even more nerves than I have sat here on my own.
There's 10 exams in total, and there's no doubt about it, they do add a lot of pressure. It's not something that everybody's happy with. In fact, actually, I don't really know anyone that's happy with exams, but for some people, they're more of a challenge than others. We need people who really understand the legislation and the rules and regulations behind what they have to do in their role. It's vital.
I hate exams. Hate them, hate them, hate them.
OK, so it's 25 to 10. We start the exam.
If somebody had said to me a year ago, you're going to sit more exams, I'd have laughed at them.
I feel like I've been on some kind of roller coaster constantly. There's just all this pressure. It is intense. I definitely haven't worked as hard in anything as I have done for this.
Kind of used to doing exams, but even coming straight out of uni, these exams are really, really difficult. I've left uni to be here. If I fail the exams, like, I've kind of got nothing left. And I'm just out, basically.
If you fail one, you're off the course, you know, that's your job done. Having tried so hard for so many years to eventually be here, if I was to fail an exam, I'd be absolutely devastated. I don't know how I'd go back to doing a normal job again.
The exams might be one of the most stressful parts of the course, but the wannabe inspectors need to show they can also cope with anything when out working real-life investigations.
You can lead the way on this one.
Spending time on the road with assessors gives the trainees a chance to apply what they've learned in class
So if you could just keep on top of that and keep it filled up, yeah.
and practice their handling skills.
Hello, sweetie.
Georgie, the youngest trainee on the course, is being mentored by Animal Welfare Officer Marie Stevens, who's been with the charity for 24 years.
6476. Hello.
The pair are responding to a call over a sick swan in Littlehampton Harbour.
Apparently it's got a bit of a limp, bit of a bad leg, and it's been swimming on the water with its foot in the air. What concerns me about this one is it's come up here and it's on its own, and it's hauled back with its neck back, and that can be a sign that it's quite poorly as well.
Helping this distressed bird will be Georgie's first wildlife rescue, so the pressure's on.
I'll give it a go.
I think you can do this. When we go up, get as close as you can, feed it. We're going to feed it bread. Now, bread's not the best thing for swans to eat, it really isn't, but it is ideal used to catch them. As soon as you've got it, pull it in and get those wings under control, because once they start flapping about, then you've got a problem.
Right.
OK.
Normally, swans shouldn't be fed bread, but this is an emergency.
So if I leave it with you...
come with me.
Yeah, I'm going to come with you. So that's it, start getting your bread out, start offering it up. That's a good sign, that he's interested. Luckily, this one's quite sedate, so I would just go and grab him, just distract him, and then commit to what you're doing. Go for it, go for it. Nice one, nice one. OK, we'll have a look. Now, we'll just we'll let him go a minute. When you've got him, if you sit on him like this and pull your legs together, then you've got him, OK?
Yeah.
So if you get your hand right in there, he is actually a bit on the thin side.
Oh, yeah.
Can you feel that keel there? You've really got to get your fingers in that deep feathers.
Yeah.
The swan needs to be taken to a vet for treatment, so Georgie needs to restrain it while Marie fetches the special bag from her van.
So I'm going to pass him back.
Oh, I can't get his wings on.
Yep, you'll be good. Just keep pushing them. You won't hurt them.
This may be her first wildlife rescue, but George is rising to the challenge.
They are quite strong animals. I don't think people realise how strong their wings are. But once you've got him, he's quite calm.
He's not walking.
Stubborn one. There we go.
Tie him up. Do that as tight as you can. So we'll just stick him in the back of the van.
Yeah.
And make sure he doesn't flop out the end. Keep your end up.
There we go. Oh, you're unhappy.
That was really good. But he was quite well behaved. The ones that you've really got to watch out for is if they've got young cygnets.
Yeah.
And then they're fiercely protective. So I'll give the Wildlife Centre a call and see if they've got room for him.
OK.
OK?
Yeah, sounds good.
This is Georgie, she's training.
At the vet's, it's good news for the swan. It's not injured, but simply weak and undernourished.
So we've no idea when it was last eaten, what have you, so we need to get something into it anyway.
After a few good meals, it will be fit enough to go back and out into the wild.
I just need to let it settle down, get its bearings a wee bit.
And it's not just a happy ending for the swan.
She's very keen and willing to give everything a go, so couldn't have done it better, really. Good luck to her.
First wildlife rescue's been quite exciting. Definitely remember that when I'm trying to catch a swan in the future, and it's not as easy to catch as that one. Yeah, definitely going to remember that.
Right, over to you.
In Lancashire, former archaeologist Becky is loving life on the road.
Hello.
Like Georgie, Becky's already experienced the thrill of saving an injured bird.
Moments like that make the job all worth it. People don't get to do stuff like that in office jobs, do they?
But she's about to learn dealing with wildlife doesn't always have a happy ending.
OK, you've got your wellies with you?
No.
Becky and her tutor, Nat Taylor, have been called to an emergency. Members of the public have discovered a deer that appears badly injured and unable to move.
Are you happy going over that way? Going that way and stopping it coming down?
An injured wild animal of this size can be extremely dangerous. Becky and Nat must plan their approach carefully.
Don't grab hold of it.
Right.
If they kick, they can really cause damage. What we need to do is get a towel over its head. As soon as the towel's over its head, it won't.
It'll calm down. Right.
Just as the two move into position, the deer makes a run for it. But the animal doesn't get far. And it's immediately clear why. It's sustained massive injuries,
He can't stand on his back leg at all.
leaving Natalie and Becky with only one course of action.
Got him? Yeah.
They put the deer to sleep using a captive bolt, the equipment used by inspectors to euthanize large animals.
Not an ideal situation being in a stream, but unfortunately wherever you get it, that's where it has to be done. And the more he was trying to get away, the more damage he's been doing to himself. So we moved the body out of sight, but it'll feed the rest of the wildlife, foxes and badgers and things like that. So we're going to have to get it somewhere. Ideally we want it out of sight.
With the body moved to a more discreet location, they've done all they can. It may not be the rescue Becky would have hoped for, but today's been a valuable lesson in dealing with wildlife.
We get lots of deer calls. You know you're doing the right thing by the animal by ending its suffering. And it's good that we've got the tools to do it. And Becky will have to do it, no doubt.
Not a nice way to start a shift, but it's part of the job. It's something I've got to get used to. It's in the best interest of the animal, that's the main thing. I don't think you can argue over any kind of process when it's in the best interest of the animal.
With the students out of the classroom,
Oh, they look absolutely fine, fat as anything.
back at base, course leader Edwina's been busy marking their exam. She's now ready to reveal whether they've passed, or if they risk being asked to leave the course.
A constant waiting game of just trying to get everything over and done with. Wait for the results on if we have actually passed or not. It's nerve-wracking.
Hello?
Hi, Becky, it's Edwina. I just wanted to let you know you've passed.
Oh, my goodness.
Hi, it's Edwina. I just wanted to give you a ring with your exam result. Morning, Nat, it's Edwina. I'm going to put you out of your misery. Before I say anything else, you've passed 67%. Morning, it's Edwina. I just wanted to phone you with the good news that you've passed.
Pass is good enough for me. I'm not hung up on percentages. If I pass, I pass, and that's the main thing.
It was a close one.
Right.
But you're through.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's a relief, yeah, thank you.
It was quite stressful, but yeah, I passed them, which I'm really happy about.
That's another one out of the way. Well done.
I was happy that I passed the exams. I didn't pass them maybe as well as I'd have hoped to have done, but a pass is a pass at the end of the day.
Finally, it's Rowena's turn to get the results of the first exam she's sat in 7 years.
Hello?
Hi, Rowena, it's Edwina.
Hi, Edwina, how are you?
I'm good.
It's a big sort of circle of emotions with everything. But I've just received a phone call from Edwina saying I've passed.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm so glad you didn't say otherwise.
And it's a massive relief to know I don't have to go back to the drawing board. If I had this much sort of stress and anxiety with other jobs, I probably would have walked by now, but it means too much. We've just got to keep battling on, get to the end result, which is being out there in the field and making a difference to the animals.
I think the students will be feeling really pleased and relieved, actually, that that part is over. However, that doesn't mean that the hardest bit is over, that there are still going to be a lot of challenges ahead. It's rare that we've had a course pass out with absolutely everybody finish that started. There's normally at least one person that fails the course.